Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at the last bunch of pads that I have from the Honey Combination Detailing Company out of Poland. They take care of pads, backing plates, and much, much more. So we've already taken a look at their extra heavy cut finger pad. We've taken a look at their hybrid wool pad. Today we're going to take a look at their various types of open cell foam pads. Now, I've been testing these, and what's important to me is what kind of adhesive was used to hold these layers together. And that's just as important or more important as to how the face of the pads last to me. And they have been holding up really well. So it's telling me this is a high quality adhesive they're using in between layers. Very important when you're going to do it like this. So let's take a look at their open cell foam pads. They have a few variations for their open cell pads. They have a beveled edge that's quite thick, they have a straight edge that's a lower profile, and they have one in between. Each variation has aggressive cutting pads all the way down to fine finishing pads. Each package has a color-coded chart attached showing what each pad does, how aggressive it is, and what it's made for. They also have sizes to retrofit any DA or rotary you may own. We're going to take a look at a couple pads from the U series that has the beveled edge on both the rotary and the dual action polisher. And you guys know me, I don't like to sit here and just talk about products. I like to see them in action, so I have a panel here ready to go. Two sections. This first section here is going to have 3000 grit, so we can test out the finer, softer polishing pads. And then I have a section right next to it where we're going to use 1500 grit, and we'll see how the cutting pads work. So we'll run the DA in one section, and we'll demonstrate it on the rotary in another. Good enough. We have sanding marks in both sections. Let me clean off the residue and give me a minute to grab the camera. Okay, so this is what we had to play with here. We have the first section with 1500 grit. The next section is hazed over with 3000 grit, so we'll test out the softer polishing pads and then the cutting pads here. Okay, so we'll grab the torque. This isn't the long throw, this is just the little polisher, and we'll attach one of the polishing pads to it. Next, I am going to apply some Wolfgang finishing glaze on the pad, and we'll see if we can get some clarity and some gloss out of this hazed over panel. The polisher itself and the glaze may be a bit underwhelming for sanding marks, so we'll let the pads do the work, see what they can accomplish. And just keep in mind this panel is beat up. It's not going to get perfect. Besides the hazing, there's scratches and nicks and dings from being thrown around. All right, let me get rid of the residue. I'll do a quick IP wipe, then I'll grab the camera. We'll come in close and see what the pad has accomplished. I'll use the light and try to give you as many good angles as I can. In the short amount of time, the hazing is gone, and the pad does a very good job. And as you can see, we corrected the bottom portion of the panel. The top portion is still hazed over, so you can see the difference. Okay, let's switch over to the rotary. We'll attach one of the cutting pads to it, and we'll start correcting the area that has 1500 grit sanding marks. Now don't forget, the open cell pads do keep temperature down. However, when you use a polish or a compound, it does get into the pores of the foam pads themselves. So in between a panel or in between runs, don't forget to clean out the pad with a dedicated brush or blow it out with compressed air. I let the video run for this. I'm not going to cut out, but I will speed it up for the sake of the length of the video. Okay, that's going to do it. That was 3D HD Cut Plus. I'll use an IP wipe. We'll get rid of the residue, and I'll grab the camera. Okay, so I'll get an angle using the light and show you we corrected the top part. The bottom part, we left the sanding marks. The top part has a little bit of hazing. You would have to use some sort of a finishing polish, and we're going to actually do that. We'll use the rotary. We'll grab a finishing pad and some of the finishing glaze we used on the other side of the panel, and we'll finish it up. Okay, that should just about be enough. I'm going to finish up here. We'll put the polisher down. I'll get some of that residue off of there. And once again, I'm going to bring you in close and we'll take a look. And there you go. I'll once again give you some good angles using the light on both sections. These pads are effective. They're well put together. Okay guys, that's going to do it for the Honey Combination Detailing Company out of Poland. I've never heard of the company until I came across them looking at different various types of pads, and I came across them on Instagram. And you know, I like to rush to get you exciting new products, and I have no doubt they're going to find and set up a distributor here in the States. And until they do, if you do want to get them early, www.honeyfordetailing.com, and I will put a link down below for you guys to get a hold of them if you're interested at all. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.